Hello, friends. This is Annabelle. If you want to use Flipgrid for class discussions, perhaps as an exit ticket, some of you are using it as introductions, but it's a great tool to use on an ongoing basis. First thing you want to do is create a group if you haven't done so already. This would be like for your class period or your course. I would suggest if you teach multiple sections of a course that you create one group for each class period. So we're going to click on create a group to create the group. I'm going to call this group Gonzalez CTE, and it will give you a join code. It will generate one automatically, but I like to create something that's a little bit more or a little bit easier to remember and that kind of reflects the title of the course or the block. So I'll just call this Gonzalez CTE, and this is going to have to be unique. It's a URL, so it happens to be available, which is great. So I'm going to go ahead and click on student email. So we want to add students or give your students the ability to join themselves, and they do that through their student email. You can also join with a username, but email is really the most appropriate, especially for high school. So we want to go to next. So here's the part that's super important. So this part, when students are joining with their email, we need to make sure that we add the student email domain. By default, it's going to go to @cms.k12.nc.us because that's the domain that I'm using to log in, but that would only be useful for staff. Students would not be able to join. And this is one step that a lot of us will overlook. And then that's like a little hiccup that happens. So just thought I'd mention that's super important to do. You don't have to enter a password. That certainly is optional. And we're going to go next. If you've created topics, you can select a topic from here, but I have not created topics for this group, so we're going to skip it for now. And here we go. Here's the join code, and it's actually a URL that's going to take you straight to that group. And from there, you're going to have several topics. And you can copy this URL and add it to Canvas. You can generate a QR code. You can embed the code. You can add it to Teams if that's what you're using. Or if you have a remind group, you can also put it on there. So that could be a little homework reminder or anything else that you're using Flipgrid for. So we're going to go to the group. And here it is. So once they start to create videos, it's going to appear. They're going to be able to do it in here. All right, another thing that I wanted to mention, if for some reason you skip that step or if there's something else that you want to change, you just simply go to Edit Group, or you could have clicked on the pencil. And this is where you would make some changes to the group. You can also drop in an image if you want to personalize this. So let's say I want to make it a little bit prettier. I'm just going to go ahead and choose that. So that's what's going to appear there. And I would update the group. Now, once you start creating topics, then that is a little bit different process. So I'm going to go ahead and stop right there. But I think you'll find this very useful. Okay, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. I love this product. I'm always happy to help. Have a good one. Happy Flipgridding.